Imagine waking up tomorrow with no memory of your family. You wouldn't know who your parents were, what your grandparents believed, or what sacrifices your ancestors made. You'd feel cut off from your story.
Who am I?
And that's what happens when Christians ignore church history. We lose our roots and the wisdom of those who came before us. Studying church history is not just an academic exercise. It gives us practical benefits for living the Christian life. Let me share 5 of them with you. The first reason to learn church history is that it's the believer's family history. The stories of the past are not of strangers, but of our spiritual mothers and forefathers. Knowing this history roots you in the story of the church over the last 2 millennia. You probably see value in knowing your own family story, about your parents, grandparents, and relatives, or even the story of your nation or ethnic group. The family of God is your adoptive history, and therefore you should know it too. The second reason is that it helps us to examine our beliefs without cultural blinders. Even when grounded in scripture, our understanding and the way we apply our beliefs are shaped by the time and culture we live in. Like fish unaware of the water they swim in, we're not able to see our cultural influence until we have another culture to contrast it with. By looking at believers in different lands and times, we can gain confidence when our convictions are confirmed by them, and we are challenged to re-examine them when they're not. Now, in our globalized world, we have the ability to easily learn from Christians in other nations. But history is the only way to test our beliefs across time. And when we find the same truths that transcend centuries and cultures, it confirms that what we hold to is not just cultural preference, but the Christian faith handed down once for all. The third benefit is that it guards us against error. Solomon wrote, "There is nothing new under the sun," and that includes heresies. Most errors today are just recycled versions of old ones. Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, revived the ancient heresy of Arianism, which the Council of Nicaea already answered in 325 AD. By learning history, we not only see how the church responded, but also what issues they considered central.
That is heresy.
The creeds and ecumenical councils focused on Christ, showing us that the doctrine of God and Christology are not side issues, but essential. History also exposes which practices are new and which are rooted in the church's long tradition. The fourth benefit is access to the wisdom of countless spirit-filled believers who have gone before us. Proverbs says, "In an abundance of counselors there is safety," which calls us to hear from more voices than our own. My confidence in understanding scripture should be low if I stand alone, but it should grow if echoed across time. Beyond confirming my own thoughts, believers from the past can also speak to issues I don't have the answers for.
I don't have all the answers.
We're arrogant if we think only people in our generation have wisdom. Church history gives us countless wise men and women from different times and cultures. And their voices don't just add to the advice we hear today, they provide a contrast to it, helping us to discern whether the counsel we receive in our own time is truly biblical or merely cultural. The fifth benefit is that church history can inspire us towards boldness, courage, and other good traits. When we hear the stories of believers from the past, we gain encouragement from their witness and resolve. When Hugh Latimer told Nicholas Ridley to play the man as they were burned at the stake for their faith, their example still inspires us to face persecution with boldness. Their stories can also make our own sufferings look pale in comparison, which helps us to endure our trials more easily. Those who stood before kings, who proclaimed the gospel to hostile peoples, who lost their reputation or even their lives to reform the church, all serve as inspiration for us to live bold and meaningful lives. So don't treat church history as dusty names and dates. It's your family story. It's your test against cultural bias. It's your safeguard against error. It's your well of wisdom. It's your call to courage. To learn it is to be rooted, strengthened, and equipped for faithful living today. If you want a great place to begin, I have 2 recommendations. For a single volume introduction, start with Bruce Shelley's Church History in Plain Language, which is well respected as an overview introduction and used in many evangelical seminaries. If you're ready for more detail, move on to N.R. Needham's multi-volume series, 2,000 Years of Christ's Power. Each volume covers a specific era of Christian history. I've got links to both books in the video description. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like as a way to say thanks. If you want more content like this in your feed, click subscribe directly below me. See you in the next video.